Doc from the south side of Indianapolis hit us up. He said, does Notre Dame win a national championship under Marcus Freeman in the next 2 to 4 years? Don't be afraid of a bold prediction, partner. What kind of time frame is the next 2 to 4 years, Doc? If you want me to be bold enough to make a prediction, just give me a time frame. Are we talking the next 2 years? Are we talking the next 4 years? Also, are they allowed to win it this year? You said the next 2 to 4 years. I don't know. I ask about this year only because at FanDuel, Notre Dame, believe it or not, currently has the #1 overall odds to win the whole thing, Doc. So maybe the next 1 to 4 years. Here's what it takes to win a national championship as far as I could see. It takes proper alignment. It takes a good enough staff. It takes a good enough roster. It helps to have the quarterback situation in order. You've got to have really good development, and you got to have a solid identity that can win. And Notre Dame, for me, is yes, 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 and yes in those categories. So, Doc, that means yes, I think they're going to win a national championship in the next 1 to 4 years. I don't have to say which one, right? He didn't tell me I had to say which one. But it could be this year. You know, those are the odds right there. If you're listening on podcast, Bradley didn't just throw this together because he had nothing to do. Notre Dame has the best odds to win the national title this year, followed by Ohio State, followed by Indiana, followed by Texas, followed by Oregon, Georgia, Miami. You got Texas Tech in there. Notre Dame's got better odds than all of them. They got C.J. Carr, another year in. They have got a very, very hungry program. I mean, they believe that they were just denied their birthright, which is to be in the college football playoff. And that was a big debate. Wherever you land on that's wherever you land. But that's a solid roster, and it's a tailor-made schedule. You got their schedule, Bradley, by any chance? Yeah. So, guys, there's no real other way to put it. This is a pathetic schedule. But it is the schedule they're playing. Now, it's not solely their fault that the USC game is not there. I lean like 70-30 on the Notre Dame side of that argument. So USC is supposed to be here, and it's not here. But because it's not there, I'm going to read it to you. It sounds a little something like this. Stop me when you hear the insurmountable hurdle. Versus Wisconsin, I think that one's in Lambeau. Versus Wisconsin, they play food in week 2. Rice is on the menu. They play Michigan State, at Purdue, at North Carolina, Stanford, at Brigham Young, Navy, neutral site, Miami at home in November, mind you, Boston College, SMU at Syracuse. There's just no two ways about it. It's a soft schedule. They know it. They're not apologizing for it. They know it. That probably means they can afford to lose one game. Hey guys, do me one favor. Check and see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you are, great. If you're not, it's that easy. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't sign you up for anything. It just helps us do the show this way forever. All right, back to the clip. And know they're in the playoff. It's almost like a G5 vibe. It's not, but it's kind of like the vibe where you know, oh, they could lose one game. They can't be losing 2 games. Because if Notre Dame was left out with last year's schedule losing 2 games, they will absolutely be left out losing 2 games with this one. But the better approach to me here with this question, in fact, do me a favor, Bradley, put the question back on the screen for just a second. Because my answer was yes, Doc. My answer was yes. I'm going to reread the question, and I'm going to ask you a question. So he's just saying, does Notre Dame win a national title under Freeman in the next 4 years or so? My answer is yes. If your answer is no, why is the answer no? It could be one of 2 things. Either you're just playing the percentages here, that it's really a crapshoot any given year. Even if you've got all the ingredients, it's a crapshoot, and you're just going to play the percentages that Notre Dame won't. So you're not saying they're incapable of it. You're just saying they won't. That kind of person, their logic, I get. I may disagree. I'm going to roll the dice that Freeman gets it done. I understand your logic. I think I know the Notre Dame conversation well enough to know there's another kind of person out there who thinks Notre Dame's not going to win a title over the next 4 years because Notre Dame can't win a national title. That person, I'd like to ask you why. I'd like to ask you what they lack. I'd like to ask you what Michigan a couple of years ago had that Notre Dame can't have. I'd like to ask you what Ohio State had last year that Notre Dame can't have. And I'd like to ask you what Indiana possessed a few minutes ago that Notre Dame can't have. I don't think the answer is there. I think Notre Dame's fully capable of doing this. Now, I'm not asking how you feel about them. Maybe you grew up hating Notre Dame. Cool. Continue hating them for all I care. But we're asking, can they win a national title? And if your answer is they can't, if you're going back to that whole theory that, oh, the sport's just changed, oh, the landscape has just changed, buddy, if you're telling me the landscape in college football has changed and the net result is the table has tilted away from the SEC and towards the Big Ten, I promise you, any tilting of the table towards the Big Ten in this sport is also tilted towards Notre Dame. I promise you that. So, Doc, upon your advice, I'm taking a stand. I'm saying, yes, Marcus Freeman wins it. And then you have to really deal with the NFL rumors getting ramped up. But I think they are on a mission this year. I think their best shots this year, actually. There has not been a lot of sun lately. I regret to inform you. I am your dutiful correspondent from here in Nashville, Tennessee, but I was not in Nashville over the past week. I was down in Columbus, Georgia, smartly, some say cowardly, I say smartly running from a crippling ice storm, which afforded me the opportunity, whether I went 65 down to Montgomery or I took 75 through Atlanta, to visit several QuikTrips. So I have a question. Actually, someone gave me a question. I'm just going to read it on the air. Yam Guy from beautiful Horse Cave, Kentucky, hit me up and said, when you go to QuikTrip, what are your go-to snack lineups outside of the cold brew? First off, okay, I reject the premise of the question. Outside the cold brew, there is no outside of cold brew. Now, I will tell you, yes, I'm a big trail mix guy. Yes, I'm a big pizza guy. I don't call it gas station pizza. It's QuikTrip pizza. But if it's not topped off with cold brew on tap, what is it topped off with? As far as I'm concerned, that right there is H2O. Like, that is oxygen. When I walk into a QuikTrip, that nitro cold brew on tap, which some of you thought I was speaking about in euphemism terms, so I had to record this video the other day to prove, no, buddy, when I say cold brew on tap, I mean there are taps with cold brew in them. And imagine a world, imagine our forefathers, imagine the pioneers, the settlers, the first people to come across the ocean. Imagine if we could hit fast forward and show them that everything they were fighting for was going to lead to this. You know what I think? I think they would have said, it's all worth it. I may get eaten by a bear tomorrow. I may have a tree fall on my head, but it's all worth it in the end. So God bless those who came before us. God bless America. And God bless QuikTrip. Look, not a single shake of the head in there. Everyone agreed. So, yeah, it was a trying time. I ventured up and down the roads a lot this weekend. I think I probably made at least, I would say, half a dozen QuikTrip stops combined. Montgomery, Ringgold, Georgia. There's one in Noonan now. Yeah, I was all over the place. So thank you, QuikTrip.